POC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from a company, Vansky. You've heard us talk about that one a lot. Vansky is a maker of all sorts of stuff. We've gone over their headphones, their wireless earbuds not too long ago that we absolutely loved, especially for the price. What we're looking at today, though, is their bias lighting for HDTVs, or flat screen TVs, you know, that are HD. And what this does is it adds basically a ambient light effect to the back of the TV when it's close to a wall or against the wall. So this is best for wall mounting the TV or sticking it in like little, cubby holes. So let's say you have a fireplace, and above the fireplace you have an indentation in the wall where you would place a TV. This would be good for that because you want it to be able to be close to a wall surface like that, where it's going to be able to reflect off the wall behind it and create that ambient glow around the TV. So of course, if you're like 5 feet from any wall for whatever reason, you're not going to get the same effect. But close to the wall as possible, within, let's say, a foot, mounted in a cubby little impression in the wall, or however it may be, this would be a great solution. And getting to why, what this is, what bias, they call it the bias lighting, but it's basically ambient lighting, or bias lighting, however you want to refer to it as, that creates depth. So when your lights are off, what happens is your eyes are trying to adjust to the TV. You're focusing on the video that you're watching, but you're also distracted because your eyes are trying to they're trying to understand the depth. How far away is the picture? What's going on? Consider it like the lens on a camera focusing in and out. Once you obtain that focus, if you can hold it, it's great. And this will help you with that. Yeah, because your eyes aren't arguing, or trying to debate over where the depth is, to what you're trying to focus on. You're focused, you're ready to go. And the second most important thing is eye strain for light, because what happens in a moving picture or any kind of television circumstance with the lights off is you have a dark picture, then you have a bright picture, then you have a dark picture, and then you have a bright picture, and that causes strain in your eyes as your eyes are trying to adjust to that. This helps reduce that strain because that ambient light helps eliminate those changes, those sudden changes in bright and low dark or lower light scenes. So if that made sense to you, what we're going to do is we're going to open this up and show you how to install it onto a TV, how it works and everything. And we're going to start by taking it out of the box here. What you're going to need is a flat screen TV like such that supports USB and sends out power via that USB, because that's how this gets its power. Okay, and we're going to get rid of that. Oops. Undo that. And this is it. This is the LED strip that's going to go across the back of the TV. Now, due to the size of this LED strip, I mean, this thing is massive. It's definitely meant for larger screens than this. We specifically chose this. We took this out of one of our demo rooms where we test a lot of the products that come in. Because this is a smaller TV and it's easier to get on film in this specific scenario, but you're probably better off going with 50 inches or bigger. 50 inches, 60 inches, probably not bigger than 65, let's say, for this specific length in LED strip. But we're going to use this one anyways because it's here, it's easy to see, and it gets the point across. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this sticker backing here. Oops. If I can do it right. If you're not careful, you'll actually remove the sticker from the back of the LED. So I was getting a little carried away. There we go. You want it because it's double-sided tape, 3M tape on the back, so you don't want to mess that up. All right, I'm removing that. Now that that is removed, we're going to apply it to the back of the TV. Ideally, you want it to be somewhere like near the center, but don't cover your holes. These are your mounting holes for getting them on the wall. So we'll just go somewhat center here. Try to get as even as a line as possible. And if you're off a little bit, it's no big deal. I mean, once it reflects off the wall, it's going to create a section around the TV specifically that's going to give you a nice equal spread of light there. And what you do with this is you kind of hide this and plug it into the USB. And when the TV powers on, which we did not run power to this TV, unfortunately, this strip will start to glow, obviously. It'll start to receive power. By default, it's going to circle through various different lighting scenarios, different colors, because it is an RGB strip. And you can control that via the controller right here. You have, rip it off a little bit so I can get it closer to me. You have mode, speed, and brightness, and your color. So really, we've played with it a little bit, and what we've seen is color obviously changes the color manually. If you just want white, that's great. If you want it to be a specific color for whatever reason, you can change it around. Mode changes it from the solid color, once you hit the color, away from that to blinking lights, fading in and out. There's various different patterns. It even has a strobe effect, which is really cool for, I guess, parties or whatnot. Speed and brightness, really the only thing we found was brightness. It controlled, it starts off high and then you can get it real low. So that way, if it's too intense, you can adjust that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this back into one of our demo rooms. We're going to plug it in, give it some power so you can see what that looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We have all of our lights turned off, so you're not going to really see me so well. But this gives you an idea of what it looks like when the ambient glow is actually working across the wall behind the TV. Now, of course, you're going to get a little bit more spread the closer you get to the wall. And if you want to dial it down because of that spread, that center button, that's what that's there for. So you can turn it down a little bit. And then it brings it back to the highest intensity there once you reach the lowest point. But we opted not to show you directly, what it looks like, on the back side while they're turned on because of the fact that it's just an LED strip. Everybody's seen an LED strip for the most part. So really, you're adding that LED strip to the back to create this ambient glow, or also referred to as bias lighting, so it can help reduce that strain, again, for creating the depths. Your eyes are seeing the depth between the TV and the wall and everything else around it, and your eyes aren't straining on any of that, and it's also not going to strain so much when you have changes in colors, and when the screen goes bright and dark and bright and dark. This helps balance that for you, so that, once again, your eyes are not so much dealing with the strain and more focused on what's going on in the screen. It, results in a more comfortable movie watching experience. And of course, it looks cool. So when guests come over, they look at this, they go, whoa, that's different. It looks like some kind of crazy, tech display at some kind of a convention like CES, we'll say. And, it just gives them something to talk about. But looking at the buttons on the back, as I said, you have your color, you have your intensity, and you have your mode. So your color just is going to allow you to change through the colors. You have full RGB with probably, I'd say, a good 10 colors or so. You can flip through. This brings you back to white. If you want to do mode, you can, for special parties or whatnot, you have various different modes. In this case, it's going to rotate, it's going to fade in and fade out. If we hit that again, we can hit the center one to change up the speed a little bit. This mode goes through red, green, blue for RGB. This one gives you all of the colors. This is another alternative, more of a flashing one versus rotating, so it gives you black in between each color. You have a strobe effect. Hopefully none of your guests will have any kind of epilepsy issues. If so, you're not going to want to use that, of course. This is more of the same. Now it's just rotating through the individual colors. And now it's fading in and out of all the various different colors. This is a really nice effect right here. And then back to the whole color fading in, fading out, but this time it's fading into different colors. Hit that again, and it should be just the same color, I believe, going in and out. Nope, I was wrong. Please don't hold me to that. Now it looks like maybe we'll have it. There we go. Now we're back to just the same color fading in and out. And if you go through the buttons, you should be able to get back to, there we go, color mode. You hit color, and that puts you back into the static mode where it's going to focus on just one color. So I like the cool effect where it's going in, slowly fading in and out of all the various different colors, but it also looks good just having it as white. And of course, if you have any kind of specific requirements, like let's say you have a lot of color in your room and you want this light to match that color, you can change it to whatever you want to help blend in as well. You don't have to have white. White just kind of seems to be the default color that everybody tends to want to stick with. So there you have it. This is the Vansky bias lighting for HDTVs, or just LED strip to create that ambient glow to relieve that stress. You can find this online at Vansky's website or at Amazon. And of course, for more information about it, we'll talk about it a little bit more at POCnetwork.net/blog, where you'll be able to learn about it, what we feel about it. Obviously, I mean, I've pretty much said it all. I mean, it works, it's nice, it's affordable. It's somewhere between $25 and $30, I believe. And we'll have links to it and everything as well in our review, and in a link to the review in the description below, right underneath the video on YouTube. So, POCnetwork.net/blog. This is the Vansky bias lighting for HDTVs. Look for what our authors have to say. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.